Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Honest Reviews. And today, celebrating the release of Alita Battle Angel in February, I'm going to start a Robert Rodriguez retrospective, starting with his first film, El Mariachi. El Mariachi is a 1992 action adventure film directed by Robert Rodriguez. And if you don't know, this is not really his first foray into film. According to himself and in his book, he's always been a filmmaker ever since he closed time imagining films. And he's done a couple shorts before this, but this is his first full-length feature. Now, if John Rodriguez says, you're missing out, buddy. He is a heavyweight in the independent scene. He writes, produces, scores, shoots, edits, and directs most of his films, and also does music. So this guy does it all, and this is the movie that started it all. Haha, see what I did there? Yeah. So, if you want to know a little bit more about making a Mariachi, I highly recommend reading the book Rebel Without a Crew. It's a fun, kind of a fast reader, but if it takes the time to read, it'll probably take you about a couple of days, but it's a good book. You get to see all the nuts and bolts that went into making the movie. So, the idea originally was, this is the first idea. Since he wanted to get his directing chops up, he said, why not just make a feature? So he would make a feature to sell to the Spanish video market as a test before he released his first film in that way. And it's crazy to think his first test is going to be his first movie. I mean, I shot something and directed something, and it wasn't that good, but I still posted it on YouTube, and I still got some good comments on it, but yeah, like I said, but yeah. But this movie has a crazy story behind it. Rodriguez raised most of the money from his earnings from his Bedhead short, which is on YouTube, and another Mariachi DVD, which is really good, and subjected himself to medical experiments. Yep, he's sold his body to science to finance this movie. It's crazy. Yeah, it's like something out of the movie. Speaking of which, he's coming to a new movie called Red 11, which is based on his stay at the medical hospital. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so all this craziness aside, and how he did this, let's talk about this movie. Another thing I want to point out is this guy literally sold his home video, his video made on shot location in Mexico in Spanish, to one of the biggest film companies in America, Columbia Films, owned by Sony. So it's crazy. It's like if I made a home movie and the studio wants, like, I want it, I want this. It's awesome. Oh, did I mention it was going to be for $7,000? It's crazy. Even back then, that's not a lot of money for a film. Most features cost from $1 million to $10 million or more. It's crazy. Alright, so what is this movie about? Well, in the beginning, in the first part of the film, there's a criminal named Azul who's in jail making money. He gets a call from his old partner, Milko, played by Peter Martin, who was in the research hospital with Rodriguez, who saw him every time they watch a movie. All the inmates, the research people, all the lab rats are with him, would point out he looks kind of like James Spade or some cool icy villain. So, oh, and he didn't speak Spanish, so the reason he's wearing glasses all the time and looking down most of the time is because he's reading the script, so he just speaks the Spanish phonetically. So the movie starts out with a jail scene. It is pretty badass. It starts with a big action scene, and it's a real jail. And there's the inmates out for a while to shoot the scene. And funny thing is, some of them escaped, but they're all brought back. They got roughed up a bit, but yeah. So Moko sends men to kill him. Azul lives, and now he has a grudge against Moko, and he's gonna go into town. And that's when you meet our main character, El Mariachi, played by Carlos Carrera. Now, a lot of people think about Antonio Banderas as a Mariachi, even though he's most in more in the movies. He's more recognizable, but Carlos, I think, gives the Mariachi a more innocence, more something, more low, like mid-class kind of feel. Something that really transforms him when he has to fight back to all the things going on to him. Yeah, so he goes into town looking for work. There's no work to be found. And he stops at a bar and he gets sent by the bartender. And then Sewell goes to the same bar, but this time they're both wearing black and both have a guitar case. And Sewell uses his guitar case full of weapons. So there's another great little action scene with him shooting some of Moko's men. And we cut to, now we look at El Mariachi, who meets Domino, the love interest in the movie, played by Consuelo Gomez. Now this part is going to go to Robert's sister, or some Spanish actor, I can't remember the name of, it's in the book, who was more of a name, and Rodriguez want to get her in so he can probably sell it to the Spanish market better. So they meet, and finally, Sewell, Moko gets the call that Sewell killed his men, and that they're looking for men in the guitar case. And this leads up to El Mariachi staying in a hotel and being sold out by the hotel clerk. And this leads to one of the best action sequences. Now, this is the crazy thing. Not only was the movie for $7,000, it's an action movie, an effective action movie. So, there's this great scene, and it's better if I show you how it's made instead of showing it to that, because I need to show you a clip.
What we're looking at here is the actual raw footage of this scene and the order it was shot. There's no slates. Every time you see a flash frame, that's me starting or stopping the camera. You'll see that this is everything that I shot for this sequence, and it explains why the movie was so inexpensive, because I only shot 25 rolls of film for the entire movie. Well, let me just show you the raw footage and you can get a sense of how that could be possible. Here we go. This is my actor Carlos. He's going to run up the stairs and throw his guitar case, but you'll see that he misses in this first take. But that's all right, because the first part of it was fine. Him running up the stairs was good. I'm not going to redo the whole take. That's a waste of film. What I'll do is just punch in a little bit closer, have him toss it again, and intercut the two shots so it looks like I have two cameras running at the same time. In fact, anytime he made any progress in his little journey through this scene, I would change the camera angle, change the position, because the feeling I wanted from the movie was that I did have a lot of time and money and cameras, and so I didn't shoot anything in a master. So basically I'm just cutting in the camera. Since I'm also the editor of the movie, I'm just making my editing decisions as I go along, not shooting anything extra. Every time you see that flash frame again, that's me just stopping filming or starting to shoot again. I would call action, then I would start shooting. Now these pieces here look very short and very small, but when you see the finished cut, it's not short at all. It's plenty of, I'm only using a few frames because it's an action sequence, so you only need a very small amount of film. That one cable that's tied around the pole right there, we put up, fastened it from that pole to a telephone pole across the street. And then what he does is slide across this with a homemade pulley device that we had a local blacksmith make us for $12 US. We tested it in Carlos's backyard. Action! Now you recognize this guy here. He's one of the bad guys in the movie. Instead of having a film crew, I would just use my actors. I mean, they're just standing around anyway, so he was helping me by pulling me in the wheelchair as I got this shot of Carlos going overhead. We're actually just waiting for our bus to arrive. Here's our bus. What I did was I got all the way down the street with a zoom lens so that I could compact the action slowly by pushing in as he went down the line, making it look like the bus was much closer to him than it was. I also undercranked so that it would look a little faster. So he kicked the bus, swings over to his mark on top of the truck, and he doesn't fall on the bus. I get that separately from inside the bus. He's already on the hood. He just hops down on front and, you know, shuffles around. And this is something I had forgotten about. I got myself in the shot by accident. You see me in the rear view strip there in the bus. There's my camera wrapped in a t-shirt, and there's me back there. You see, it's almost like shooting documentary style. It's just you with a handheld camera running around grabbing all your little pieces. So here we shoot it again from the outside, and he's just shuffling around, we're not going very fast at all, making it look like there's a lot of danger involved. That truck right there that he runs onto actually is, you notice that the bad guys drive it around in the movie. That's Carlos's truck. All my camera, it's our production truck. All my camera equipment's in the back. It followed us around everywhere and shows up quite a few times in the movie.
Yeah, that's from Rodriguez's 10-minute film school. And I think that Rodriguez is he's very into his fans. He does all this stuff. I almost got to meet him. Oh my god. He was going to do a convention here in Dallas, but he had to cancel. He was going to a Johnny Quest movie, but he's not ended up directing, he's writing. Which I think Rodriguez is a good choice for Johnny Quest. I mean, just look at his Spy Kids movies, they're all fun and imaginative. But I'll get to those later. So after that, Mariachi has to fight back and kills his first people. This is when he first has to put up his guitar and pick up a gun. So as you can see the transformation, it's cool. So El Mariachi stays with Domino, and Domino is afraid of him, thinking he needs to kill her. But no, they make up. And the relationship is good. It's good. There's no really a lot of love scenes with them since they weren't really in the same room together. They're just talking to each other. But you can kind of see Amarachi fall in love with her. So after that, Asul goes after more men. Amarachi goes after the woman he loves. She starts playing there. There's this great scene where he plays a song. And yeah, the movie is kind of twists and turns happen. And Asul, they all end up in this big climactic thing in the ranch. Now, Rodriguez said he wanted to end this movie anticlimactically, which was up to him. And the ending, a lot of people might not like it. A lot of people said he was kind of sad in the first test screenings, but it's like how Rodriguez wanted to end it. He wanted a big bang at the end. Oh yeah, so yeah, that's kind of the movie. Now, what I think of it, I think it's a great first feature. For $7,000, this is probably the best movie you can make. The action's great. The characters a little thin, but you guys expect it in your first feature. And Rodriguez, I think, is strongly suited as directing action. His writing isn't as strong as his sense of direction, but yeah, his characters are a little. They're always just a cool badass. There's not much to. El Mariachi in this movie is kind of more timid, and I think has more of an arc than the other movies. The girl plays Domino's great. Guy plays Moko, serviceable. He doesn't do much and then just look scary and threaten people. Yeah, that's all he really does. The guy, oh, funny, the guy playing Asul was studying to be a doctor when the movie was made, but he's great. This whole movie was recorded without sound, so he would record and then just copy the sound. They just redo their lines, and apparently Asul was one of the best at it. This movie had no second takes, shot on 24 rolls of film. It was great, yeah. So I think this is a really way to start off this video. All the honest reviews are gonna be like this now, me talking into the camera. A lot less editing. That way I can get them out faster to you guys. Tell my 5 fans who watch my videos. Okay. Yeah, so that was El Mariachi. What do you guys think about it? Comment below. Another great thing you can if you get the Mariachi DVD, it's a great concert. Rodriguez is really funny and informative. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Subscribe to my channel. Trying to subscribe to 1,000 subscribers before this year is over. Trying to get to more. Trying to monetize these videos because yeah, I'm trying to get these out faster. I'll do at least a video a week. And next time I'm doing this Desperado. That's gonna come out quickly. I can do that real quick. Yeah, the Retrospective is gonna take up a lot of my time. I went on vacation in June, so I'd expect 1 week without videos, unless I'm gonna do a vlog on vacation because I'm going somewhere pretty cool. So yeah, that's me. All right. See you guys later.